That's correct. Welcome in, welcome back, folks. It is currently 1:52 a.m. Central Time, and I'm not going to sleep tonight anyway, so why not go review this beautiful ball game for you fine folks? It's been a long day, and it's turned into a very, very long night. Thank you for being here, though. Let's break it down. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up if you like John being miserable. Notifications on, that way you're alerted every time John posts another video about himself being miserable. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, or at Always Irish Inc. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it. The call-in lines. The call-in lines were quite the adventure a few hours ago. 312-900-8815. Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Always Irish Inc. USA Today, Fighting Irish Wire. We have information there every day. Read all about it. All right. First things first. I really appreciate everybody that joined the live stream after the game. Under rough circumstances, it was the most viewers we've ever had on a live stream. We are up over 600 concurrent viewers. For me, at the size channel I am, that is a good night for me for the business. It is one of the worst nights for me in Notre Dame history. This is worse than Bush Push to me, because Notre Dame had about 12 different chances to make one play, and this game's over and Notre Dame wins it. They didn't make any of them. They didn't make any of them. Dropped interceptions, just one more first down, calling runs instead of passes, just having how about this one? How about, having as many defenders on the field as the rules allow you to have in the most important game and the most important moment of the game multiple times. Make a field goal. It's your only job you have. Make the field goal. That's it, buddy. Kick it. Make the field goal. This is worse than Bush Push. Notre Dame was in a unique position here with where Ohio State's at to get them. And Notre Dame didn't do that. And it's a different vibe than Bush Push. Like the result looked the same. You had them in a long down situation, make one more play and you win the game, and we give up the big pass. And it's not lost on me that exactly where that final touchdown was scored was literally right where Bush Push was. It was right there. This is completely devastating because Notre Dame should have won this ball game, and they were just uniquely positioned to do so this year because Ohio State isn't quite their normal operation right now. And Notre Dame should have won the game, and they didn't. And when Notre Dame fails, they don't just fail normal. It's excruciating. Like, it's just not any old regular run-of-the-mill fail. It is excruciating. It is exclusively excruciating. And I'm just sick of it. And I'm sick of maybe next year. And we're going to get some new recruits. And then maybe the next year we're going to win. And don't worry, dude, we're going to get a quarterback. And then the next year we're going to win the big game. I have been told that my entire life. And that next year has never come. It's never come. So I'm done with that dream. Notre Dame needs to start living in the moment and taking advantage of the moments they're in. My entire life, I have been told, but next year it'll be different. And wait till this quarterback comes and then we'll be able to do it. That's what this program's become. Kicking the can down the road. And it never comes back full circle. There were just so many little things, you guys. We actually get pressure for once, tip a pass, and then their guy catches it for a first down. Like, so many things, man. So many things. This is going to be a tough one. And you know what else, too? I'm a big supporter of Marcus. I always have been. I love him. What happened with the 10 defenders down there for multiple plays, that's going to stick with them a while. It is. And I think it's fair. It's fair. That cannot be. It absolutely, that cannot happen, man. To go that far in that game and be one play away from winning it, and you don't even give yourself a chance because we don't know how many guys are on the field multiple times with the timeout there. That's an awful look. And that's going to follow Marcus around until, I don't know, beat Duke, beat Louisville, beat USC. And then maybe it'll start to fade. But that is a awful look. And you know what else, too? It was already going to be bad enough for Notre Dame fans if we lost this game. Having that, I mean, we're a national joke tonight. On Twitter, it is a laughing stock. Notre Dame didn't even give himself a chance, didn't even have as many guys out there as you could defend with. It's unbelievable. But look at what you had, you guys. You had a missed field goal. You had more than 1 4th and short failures. Any one of those, Notre Dame wins the game. It changes the time. Even if we don't score, Notre Dame wins. Parker, you've been doing a good job all year, and then I don't know what you were doing to ice that game. I have no idea what you were doing, bro. I don't get it. Just power run the ball with Estime, and even if you don't get the first down, just let the clock run. Like you outthought yourself. The 3rd and long, deep 3rd and 19 or whatever it was defense, you cannot be real life what you ran out there. That can't be. And here's the other thing. And I don't know if this is being talked about or not. I don't know. I've been on the call-in show of misery for over 3 hours. Now I'm doing this. I haven't had a chance to read much or see anything. But follow me here, man. I don't care how close this game was, like regardless of the score, that it was that close of a game and whatever. I don't care. 0 points at halftime is a epic failure. That is an epic failure. And the only reason that it's not going to be talked about that way is because Ohio State didn't have that many points. To me, that doesn't make it okay that you had 0, bro. You bring 6th-year Sam Hartman in here to win this game, and you have 0 points halfway through at home. Ohio State's defense is good. There's a lot of talent there. It's not the 85 Bears. That's a failure. A total failure. We were mad last year. Buckner, he only had 10 points at the half. Can't we do better than that? Or, 10 points for the game or whatever. You didn't do much better here. And you had your 6th-year guy. But for me to have 0 points at halftime, that's not why Sam Hartman came here, to have 0 points at halftime. Okay? All right? Like, that's a total failure. And so I don't know whether you want to dropped interception. There were multiple balls Notre Dame could have intercepted. It's just, you needed Notre Dame to make one more play, and Notre Dame refused to make the play. They could not make the one play to just wrap this thing up. They don't know how to win. They don't know how to win. And they haven't known how to win here for about 25, 30 years, and I'm really sick of it. Pat was saying, that's the first thing Pat said when he left the game and called on the postgame show. They don't know how to win. They had about 8 or 9 legitimate chances to end this game if they make one more play anywhere in there, and they just didn't. They just didn't. Now, I understand. There's going to be people going, we hung in there. We closed the talent gap. We belong. Physically, we match right up with them and that's a good sign. I agree with all that. Even with what happened tonight, Notre Dame's trending straight up overall with talent acquisition, what they have in the quarterback pipeline. They are trending up, and I want to acknowledge that. However, this is not a moment where Notre Dame should be getting credit for just hanging in there. We need to be past that. That is a part of the loser's mentality that Notre Dame's been stuck in for 25 years. A part of it is that mentality of you play a good team and then we don't win. And it's like, as long as we don't get blown out, somehow that makes it like a nice show. We need to be past that. The Freeman era needs to be different than that. It can't be that. Last year was the year where it made sense that you could go, okay, they didn't beat Ohio State, but God, look at the circumstances. You had Buckner in there and you didn't know what you're going to get out of him. It's Freeman's first official game of the regular season. You know, it's at their place. They had CJ Stroud, all of that stuff. You understood why you could kind of get behind the idea of like, you hung in there on this one. This ain't that. You failed. Notre Dame should have won this game and they failed. And it was a huge opportunity and they messed up. I don't know how much of this you want to put on individual players or the staff. It is very hard for me not to say the staff didn't let the guys down tonight. I don't know what else to say, but there were so many defensive things that are unacceptable. And then on offense, it's not good enough. You guys, it's just not good enough. 14 points in a college football game is not good enough. 0 at halftime is a total failure. You're not playing the 85 Bears. That's a fail. That's a fail. You know, I couldn't be the only one going, oh man, that 4th down reverse call thing when we were driving, that's going to come back and on us. The other 4th down stop with Hartman, well, that's going to on us. The field goal, it was early in the game, but I knew that's going to come back to on us. You can't do that and win these games. You can't do that and win these games. But the staff has to take responsibility. You're one play away on defense. I can't comprehend how you got in that situation you did to allow them to get down to the 1. I can't even understand it. And you shouldn't even have been in that situation if you managed the clock right when you had the ball. Freeman talked about we're going here to go after it and, you know, be aggressive and all that stuff. And then when you had a chance to like run out the clock to win the game, you didn't do what you're. Even if you ran the ball in the final offensive sequence and got nothing, the clock would have ran. You would have made them burn their timeouts. The clock would have been moving at least. And then you could. Notre Dame doesn't know how to win, you guys. They don't know how to win. And it's got to change. It's just got to change. You know, the pressure on McCord, I need more. I needed that guy. I needed him on the ground a lot, and that didn't happen. And that's one of the things we were looking for to see is, you know, against a higher level opponent, are we going to be able to get a bunch of pressure? They did a decent job of making him uncomfortable, but I needed that dude on the ground with the ball rolling around loose a bunch of times. This is absolutely excruciating. I am absolutely 100% miserable. I have a pounding migraine. It is just, my stomach's turning. It's so on brand Notre Dame my whole life. I don't even know why I'm upset. You know, I shouldn't even let it, because I've seen this play out my whole life. My whole life, man. This could have been a moment and it wasn't. And there's a lot of things to blame. If Notre Dame does one thing different of about 8 or 9 different things, they win the game. They win a game. Convert on one of those fourth downs. Get an interception. I just manage the clock better. I have the right amount of guys out there on defense. Like, bro, that's going to live with us a while. It hurts. That really hurts me to say. But those 10-man fronts, that's going to live with Marcus and us for a long, long time. You That is like, I can't think of a bigger coaching fail than doing that in the biggest moment, the biggest game of the year with all of America watching, and you don't even realize that you don't have enough guys out there, and then it's too late, and then you do, and it can't be real life. Notre Dame has this unique ability to make you just question your entire life. Like it's just so, the Notre Dame football pain is so unique. The last 25, 30 years, it's just hurtful. It's just hurtful. But this is not a game where, yeah, I'm sitting there going, at least we hung and that's good enough and all that. You needed to win this game and you were in position to do it, man. Even with all the mistakes and the plays that we could have made and didn't, we were in position to win the game and you didn't. And that's just not okay, man. This was supposed to be different. This was the one. And the other issue is you got problems coming down the road. Like, my emotions are very heavy right now, right after the game night. And that stream was just excruciating. Like, it is my honor to host that radio show, the call-in show. I take that as a great honor, and I take that responsibility seriously. And it can't just be when things are good, or if it's the off season and we're in a good mood because we beat up on Tennessee State or something. I have an obligation to be there when it goes bad too. And it was a rough night. It was a very rough night. There are a lot of people just absolutely heartbroken, and I'm one of them, man. And it is rough. Thank you to everybody that called. I couldn't get to everybody. We had like almost 200 people that tried to call. The whole line was booked, and I couldn't get enough people in. I mean, I'm glad that that's taking off. But it was just excruciating. It's just, I'm almost at a loss for words. And those that have been around here a while know I'm a guy never at a loss for words. When the call-in post-game show started, the first few seconds I was just staring at the screen. Words didn't even come out. I was still trying to process exactly what I just saw and why, and mostly how. And I just, man, it really upsets me that you bring in a 6th-year quarterback. That's going to be the big difference in the big games. You have 0 points at halftime. You end up with 14 total. And then you let McCord, the new guy on the block, come right in there. And now he's a hero. It all just makes me want to shove an ice pick in my cornea. Like, I can't handle it. It's so uniquely Notre Dame that it's devastating. And here's the problem you have now, guys. Here's the problem. And I want to apologize. This show isn't as tidy as most of mine are. I am out of sorts tonight. My mind isn't here. My emotions are a wreck. My body hates me. The call-in show was excruciating for all of us. Like, I'm not in the best place right now. But the problem is, now you have the issue of, how do you not let this loss turn into another loss against Duke? That's an issue. The fans can afford to yell on my show Monday and whatever and get it all out of their system and dwell on it, and we want to yell about things. Fine. But these players, you need to realize what you're walking into. All right. Now you got game day coming to Duke. Think about this too. Usually when you have game day going somewhere, both teams are like excited. That ain't this. Like today, that was that. Both sides had we're all excited and all whatever. You're not going to have that vibe. The Duke people are going to be flying high, and the Notre Dame people are going to be miserable. Okay. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. We're about to find out how mentally tough Notre Dame's program is, because they need to find a way to get over this and beat Duke and calm the seas. You cannot let this one loss parlay into 2 and then into Louisville. And I'm sure that'll be a night game. We may as well give them game day. And then you got USC, and then now that's an absolute must win, 100%. Gotta win it. No excuses. I have no patience. You have to beat these teams, and then you have to beat USC. Period. You got to beat them. You got to beat them. That's it. There's no, you have to now. You have no margin. You got to beat them. You had to beat them before. Now you double got to beat them now. Okay. So now Notre Dame, you're backed into a corner. And we're about to find out the emotional maturity and leadership of this football team, because this is an issue going into Duke with them flying high when we're all laying under a truck getting ran over. Dangerous, super dangerous. This is going to be an awful, I almost said a bad word. It's been a long night. This is going to be an awful week. This is going to be a terrible, terrible week. The guys fought hard. They came back, played a pretty good second half overall. Like, I give them credit for all that. This staff kind of let them down. They let them down. And you know why that really hurts me? I've been saying most of the year, one of the things I was most impressed about with the staff was the way they were so put together and organized and kind of knew what was going on, and there wasn't any confusion and stuff, and it was a pretty seamless operation in and out of stuff. That's out. That's out now. You can't do the 10 guy thing and then I say you have a tight you can't make that mistake. It hurts me, man. I love Marcus. You can't, bro. That can't be the way this goes. And that's unacceptable. And so there are coaching failures here. And I don't know, Parker is there were different ways you could have done this on both sides of the ball. Notre Dame wins, and it wouldn't take just one play somewhere to change it. Huge missed opportunity. Burn the green jerseys. I'm over all the gimmick bullshit. I don't care. I'm not interested. It doesn't work. I don't care. Just stop. Just wear blue and play good football. I'm done with your gimmicks. I'm done with the light shows. I get it. If we would have won, I would have said it was awesome and perfect, but we didn't. I'm not into the gimmicks anymore. I'm not into the gimmicks anymore. Win big football games like Notre Dame used to do. Okay. They didn't have a Jumbotron, but they won a bunch of titles. I'm sorry. If you were going to lose this game, it couldn't be like this. It just couldn't. It couldn't. So I am completely shattered. I am completely miserable. I am completely devastated. I am hurt. I am everything you could name. More than I've been probably since driving home from Bush Push, to be honest with you. And this one's even worse, I think, for a lot of reasons. But even after saying all that, I'll be damned if I don't love Notre Dame. I love Notre Dame. This is who I am, and it's never going away. And I'm just going to be miserable till I die, I guess. Or until one of these years we get some good recruits, and then we'll win the big game. I've heard that routine for 25 damn years, and it's never come true. So forgive me for saying I'll believe it when I see it, because we're not kicking the can down the road. And then I'm going to finish on this. If there is anybody in the chat or on the call-in show tonight that felt that I was mean to them, short to them, unfair to them, rude to them, or whatever, I apologize. I apologize. I had to dust up with Kent, yelled at him. He hung up on me, called me back. We had a decent discussion. But if there's anybody that feels like I was mean to you or had an attitude or whatever, I'm admitting that might be accurate, and I'm sorry. But there was a lot going on that was not good, and the chat was getting out of control, and there was a lot going on, and I was just not in a good mood for any bullshit. Sorry. Sorry. Callers, I didn't get to a whole bank. Again, I apologize. It is very hard to move these calls along and to cut people off when they want to keep going. It's very hard, and I try my best, but I'm not perfect at it, okay? So I don't want anybody to get rubbed the wrong way tonight. We're all in a shitty mood, okay? All right. I'm going to go pace around the house because I'm not going to go to sleep tonight. It's just not in the card. So I hope all you are safely home if you left the game and everything, and the sun will come up tomorrow, and then we'll be miserable then too. Have a good one.